how is it going, YouTube? We are going to go over Hun Batz very quickly and try to drop a guide tonight, basically. To start off with, you are going to have Bumba's Mask, Boots 1, Red Pot for clear. If your solo lane sucks at clearing, then you're going to have 3 health pots. I need to change that, actually. And 2 mana pots. With Hun Batz, your early game sucks, really. It's not that good. Your kill potential is completely dependent on what your other teammates do, whether your solo lane somehow pushes out the dude and you can just jump on him and kill him. Your mid lane does outpokes the person, you can jump on him and kill him. It is 100% dependent on your team. So I recommend going Boots and rushing to level 5, or even going Red Pot and still rushing level 5. Fighting at level 5, you obviously won't have Boots completed, but you can get Boots too, have Red Pot, kill somebody, whatever. So, with that being said, your whole strategy in the early game is to get to level 5 as fast as possible. Doing that means farming efficiently, splitting camps with your mid laner, all throughout the first 2 minutes, whatever it is, and you'll hit 5 as fast as possible. Now for the main build, Warrior Tabby Boots, you're not an auto attack god. Jotun's Wrath, you want as many ults and as many uses of your abilities as possible in team fights. Deathbringer, your passive, whenever you use an ability, gives you a lot of crit, so having Deathbringer crit on top of that crit, and then hitting really hard, especially that early in the game, around, between 16 and 20 minutes is when you should be finishing Deathbringer, depending on your farm and how the game's going. But, yeah, so you'll have a lot of burst, you'll have a lot of CDR, you'll be kind of squishy at that point, because it is almost 20 minutes into a game, but you can deal with it with your lockdown. Just be smart, pay attention to who has beads, when beads cooldowns are up. Those are very key when you're playing something like Hun Batz, because if you waste your ult, it could be the difference in winning or losing a game. Fourth item is a cooldown item. I recommend Spirit Robe or Mail of Renewal. Both of them are still great, even after the nerf. Mail of Renewal is amazing. So if they have more physical, like all physical, then go Mail of Renewal. If they have a decent amount of magic, go Spirit's Robe, whatever. The mix is your decision, whichever you pick up. Fifth item. Assuming that you're on par with everybody and no one's super tanky, get Malice. The passive crit on top of Deathbringer crit on top of Malice crit is a lot, and then it's extra damage. Your crits are hitting for 600-700 at that point very easily, so you have Malice dot damage up there too. Last item rounded out with Titan's Bane, more penetration, more damage, obvious. With this build, you're obviously kind of squishy, but Hun Batz is all about blinking in, starting a fight, getting a little bit of damage off, and jumping around the fight and not being in the center of it. You're really there to break up the fight and make sure you don't have to ever be in the center of it. So if you're playing correctly, you'll be okay. You'll do very well with this build. Now, leveling up abilities. Start with your 2, then you want to get your 3. Actually, this is questionable. So you want to max your 2 for clear at the start, no matter what. It hits all 3 creeps to cone. Now, if you're going to go to mid harpies and there's any chance you could be in a bad situation, you want to level up your 1, because you're going to do speed to blue, to mid harpies or mid lane, whatever. Having the 1 is safer. So level up your 1, I recommend. If you're feeling kind of confident, like you can win a fight or something, then you can level up your 3. But then you level up your 3. So you have a leap, you have a ton of damage burst, and you have a ability you can throw at somebody and then teleport to them. All 3 of these you want to use... your 2 and your 3 you want to use offensively almost all the time. I can't sometimes use a 3 to get out. Your 1 you really want to save for getting out of a fight or chasing somebody down to finish a fight. It's up to you how you do it, but that's what I recommend. I really do recommend that. If you save your 1, you'll live a lot more in team fights. Use your 3 to initiate the fight, or your blink to initiate the fight. Use your ult in the fight, use your 2 in the fight, use your 1 to get out. That simple. So you're going to max your 2 first. Your ult is actually really important. So I don't remember who it was. Some pro player did not know that the more you rank up your ult, the longer the lifetime is of the ult. So your ult could be 1 second all the way up to 2 seconds at max rank. That's a lot of damage and a lot of control you're going to have in a fight. A second is a long time. People don't realize that. So I max out my ult after the 2. You can't really do that early, obviously, but yeah. So you're maxing 2, max ult, max 3, max 1. Like I said, your 1 isn't used for damage. Your 3 is used for damage and initiation. Do it like that. We'll go ahead and jump back real quick to the actives. Actives are 120%. You need to have greater blink, and then you also have to have beads. If you don't have these 2 actives, you're probably going to get caught and die over and over and over again. Now for matchups. Hun Batz is one of the probably 2 gods, 3 gods in the game where you can just pick Hun Batz and you're fine. Nothing really hard counters Hun Batz. Some people have, like in a Weak3n is one of the few things that has a more favorable matchup, or even Circuit, because Circuit can really get out. Like you have reaction time to get out of a Hun Batz ult. Same with Arachne. So a Weak3n, Circuit, and Arachne are what you want to avoid, at least good players on those gods. Everyone else you should be okay against. Just be smart about when you ult. When you're ulting, if you think they have the reaction time to, you know, dash out or leap out, you probably don't want to use it. Like if you question yourself on dropping the ult, probably don't drop it. That's because you could drop the ult, you could be placing the ult down, and they can dash out of it and get out of it. So it's really about timing. But good players are going to see you the second you're going to ult, and they're going to be getting out. So it's a little bit of RNG on your side and a little bit of timing. I recommend if ever in your head you're like, can this person get out? You just hold your ult, make them dash, bait the ult, and then drop it on them after they dash or leap, whatever they're going to do. So Hun Batz works against, in my opinion, everyone else. Keep track of beats timers. That's what makes you a good Hun Batz player, is using your ult on the right people. And then also kind of placing your ult. But it's mainly knowing who to ult. Warriors, you should really be okay in killing just about, I mean, you're not going to really kill them one-on-one unless you're huge. But you should be okay playing against every single warrior. Wukong could be the hardest because you can't really burst down a Wukong before you can get his ult off. It could waste your ult. Guardians, you destroy just about everyone that doesn't have, like Sobek, gods with immunities, are things that could be rough. So Sobek is the main one. Ymir is another main one. Athena is usually not too bad. Ares is usually not too bad. You should be okay against the rest. Mages, we're looking at, I just kind of look for the ones with an immunity or something that could be rough to fight against, and that's basically Scylla. Aphrodite is not so bad. Hell's not so bad. Most of the other ones really are not horrible to play against. Janus and Scylla are the two that have immunities where they can move in the immunities and you can't ult them. So those might be ones you want to avoid. Everyone else, 100% good to play against. We'll go to Hunters. Hunters are kind of the same situation. You really don't have many that have immunity. Apollo and Anhur are the two you want to avoid. Mainly Anhur. Anhur's going to see you coming and just going to ult you through the whole thing, and it can be very, very frustrating. So avoid Anhur, avoid Scylla, avoid Janus, and then watch a Weak3n, Arachne, and what was the other one? Circuit. Those are the main gods you need to worry about. There are some Guardians, like I said, you gotta worry about. But if you focus on playing everyone other than I mentioned, pretty much, the other 70, 60 gods, whatever it is, you'll be good to go. So those are my recommendations. Let me know what you guys think about builds. My build for Hun Batz has not changed in like a year. Like, this build has been the build. Maybe Malice or something has changed, or Spirit Robe's gotten better, Mail of Renewal has become a thing, but like the basic core of the build has not changed. So it's your choice what you build. I do recommend this. Try it out at least before you come in here telling me your build's better. If you don't run this build and you haven't run it for as long as I have, I really recommend you try that. So thank you guys for watching the video. I hope this helps. I know a lot of people question like how to play Hun Batz and everything, so you can ask questions in the comments below and I will answer them. As long as they're good questions, or make sure you read through the comments in case your question is repeated. If it's repeated, I'm probably not going to answer it. So yeah, like the video, comment, ask me questions, whatever, share the video. I love you guys, I hope this helps, and I will see you all in the next gameplay or guide.
Oh, this you crazy mother...